What did it feel like to be sitting down on the bench watching your teammates play in that game?
Yeah, it felt definitely weird. My first time sitting out, I kept wanting to run out with them, like after we broke down the huddle, but I feel like I enjoyed it. My kind of day off or game off, able to watch and see just a different look at the game. It was a lot of fun.
Did you see anything that you wouldn't have seen if you were in the game? Did you notice anything different, I guess, from that perspective on the bench?
Not really. I just knew what they were running. We were all on the same page, and I was there kind of communicating, being like a coach-ish on the bench, so, yeah.
Gina says you've been dealing with some muscle tightness, soreness for, it seems like a couple of years now, or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the discussion like with him in coming to the decision to rest Saturday's game?
Yeah, I've been having some tightness in my calves, so decided it would be smart to kind of take a practice and a game off to get my legs back under me and just feel better for the next games.
Did you take Friday's practice off, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your reaction like when you came to the decision, like, okay, I'm going to sit down? Was it hard to, like, you love playing, not to agree to not play?
Yeah, especially during practice, like when they're doing all the drills and struggling, like I really want to be part of that and kind of help my team in whatever I can, but I had to take the rest and get better.
Do you feel better now?
I do.
Okay.
What's it like playing with AZ? You two are a key part of the team. What's it like knowing that she's there on the team?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with AZ. She's a great player. I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot from her, and I don't know, very smart, very easy to play alongside AZ. She makes the right reads all the time, so it's just a lot of fun.
You guys have been without Blanca for a few games now. Just kind of, what do you feel like is the biggest thing you guys miss not having her out there?
I would say, I don't know, her versatility. She does a little bit of everything on the court, so having her come off the bench, locking someone up defensively, posting up, shooting, coming up with screens, just doing a little bit of everything has really kind of affected us, but yeah.
What have you learned now at this level about rest and how important it is?
Yeah, it's super important. I feel like your body is kind of what keeps you going, especially in basketball, obviously, but just it's really important, like the nutrition and the post-practice, post-game recovery, sleeping, just all of that's really important.
Are you changing how you do post-game recovery now that you are at this level?
Yeah, for sure. Last year I barely did the tubs and stuff, but now I'm rolling out, stretching, focusing on what I'm eating, tubs, everything, just trying everything out.
So what have you learned from the tougher tests that you've had this year, Notre Dame, Tennessee, et cetera, Louisville, that's going to help you when you get deeper into the tournament? What do you guys have a feel for what you're going to need to do when you get there, the way you did last year when you responded to the challenge?
What have I learned? Going back to the Tennessee game, I feel like as a team, we learned that when we're not getting sped up by the other team and kind of taking our time and getting the shots that we want, we look like a whole different team. It's very hard to guard us when we're kind of playing at our own pace and seeing what we want.
Can you just describe KK as a point guard? What are your impressions of her?
Yeah, she's a great point guard. Very high IQ. She has a lot of energy, and I feel like that kind of leads the team. That kind of gets all of us going when she's logging someone up on defense and transitioning to offense, getting us up and down the court really fast. So just really, really happy to have her.
How has she dealt with the transition? She followed some really great point guards here, but it seems like she's not felt the pressure of that.
I feel like she's transitioned pretty well. I feel like every year she's gonna continue to get better. She's gotten a noticeably amount better than last year. She looks like a whole different player, new confidence in her, so it's just gonna continue to grow next year as well.
How is she leading off the court?
How's she leading off the court? She's vocal, kind of texting the group chat when something needs to be said, leading the huddles and stuff like that. Just, I don't know, anytime off the court, she's usually the one getting it started.
Did you know her a lot? Well, did you know her well before coming here?
I'm not gonna say well. We were teammates for 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know how old I was, so I was pretty young, years ago, but that was the first time I met her, and that's when we kind of started building our connection.
Is she the same now as she was then?
No, yeah, she's the exact same. Very energetic, loud, she's the same.
You say you've seen big improvements in her this year. Where, other than just confidence in running the offense, or is that the main thing?
I'll say that's one of the main ones. I feel like her pace, she's learning how to play at her own pace, again, not kind of feed into the game speed and pull the team and kind of lead the team in what she wants and just being confident.
You watching the Olympics?
Curling, like when I'm eating breakfast or something, but not really.
Curling?
I mean, I don't really understand it, but yeah, it's cool.
Allie, after your big performance, has anything changed about you in terms of the way that you approach the game?
I don't think so. I think before that game, even at like Seton Hall, I think my approach is still the same going into it, more defensive minded, more focusing on the little things in our scout. And it's just helped me carry over a lot of stuff that is like not as much overthinking anymore.
Does it change you psychologically? Does it add more confidence to what you feel you can do for the team?
I don't necessarily think shots falling added any necessary confidence just because I feel like I do that quite often in practice. So it just happens, you know.
Was your phone just like blown up with messages?
It was pretty late. I went to bed, not gonna lie, but in the morning, yeah.
Coach actually said it wasn't the Xavier game, but the Tennessee game, the next one after that, he thought was a real difference maker for you. Do you agree that it made a difference for you and that it maybe unlocked something for you?
Yeah, I actually saw that interview and I completely agree with it. I feel like just knowing that I can play in those games, be in those big moments with those players and still know that I'm confident and know what we're doing, I feel like that just gained like so much trust in myself and knowing that I can compete and I can play.
You're going back home this weekend?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on going back to Milwaukee?
I'm really excited. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of like high school people there and my coaches and team and just a whole lot of family I have that lives in the Milwaukee area, so it's just going to be so much fun.
Is it different going back this year now having a bigger role and being a bigger contributor?
I think I'm still just as excited. I feel like it'll be more fun probably for them a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun just being like a contributor and just helping my teammates out.
Did you come into the season with a different mindset on how much of an impact you were going to have? Because it looks like you're just a lot more confident and ready to play now.
I think in the off season I worked a lot on my body and just overall like physical being. I think that I was out of shape last year and I think that also led to some things and issues. I couldn't stay out on the floor as long. So I feel like my conditioning is a lot better, body-wise I'm a lot stronger. And I think I'm just a lot smarter because now that I know what we're doing, what we're trying to accomplish, I feel like that makes it a lot easier.
What were you doing? Like, did you have a plan from the training staff going in? Were you working with a trainer back home?
I met a lot with our nutritionist here. I met a lot with Hootie, our strength coach here, and we just tried to figure out a plan and more conditioning. And I kind of knew what we did in practice and like what our, I guess, conditioning tests were. So I did those more often, and then just overall eating, sleep, everything like that.
Did it? Go ahead.
Coaches talked about that you have a mindset of deferring to other players like in the past. Maybe it was Paige, and now it's Paige, it's AZ and then Sarah. And he asked you, in the future, who are you going to defer to? And I mean, do you still have that mindset that, other players you want to defer to?
Honestly, no. I don't think it was ever like on purpose trying to defer to someone. I think that it kind of just happens naturally. Like I take a back seat until I am needed. And I had a lot of conversations with coaches about that. And especially Coach recently, I think now that we talked about it, it made a lot more sense. He just kind of reminded me like, you wouldn't be here if you couldn't do this. And I feel like that helped a lot. And then also just talking to teammates kind of. They also like, in the Tennessee game before I came in, like AZ said something to me before, and it just instilled so much confidence in me, and I'm like, oh, why would I ever like overthink that? So it's helped a lot, and I feel like I'm very out of that mindset.
Do you mind sharing what she said, or?
I don't remember the exact words, but kind of get your stuff together. Like we know like what you can do. You wouldn't be out here if not. So be confident, shoot the thing, do what you do.
Coach has been talking about how you can kind of surprise people with what you can do defensively. How much was that kind of development a priority for you this year?
Yeah, I think just over the course of the season, it's gotten a lot better. I think that my defense at the beginning, like it was all right. I'm not the quickest, obviously, so keeping someone in front of me, giving them arm's length, but it was more so positioning and just being smart. Like I know what's coming next when we do scout and stuff like that. So anything we do in practice where it's positioning wise, I feel like I'm just a lot smarter now and can make those reads.
When do you feel like this turning point was for you? Was it like you sit down with Coach? Was that like middle of this year, beginning of this year? Or when do you feel like you kind of clicked of like, okay, I can have a bigger impact?
Yeah, it was definitely when I sat down with Coach. I think that conversation just turned things completely over. I think when I went home for Christmas, we talked about having a talk when I came back, and ever since then, it kind of just clicked for me.
So that talk with Coach was in January?
Probably around there, yeah. I would say early January probably.
He said recently that last year in the preseason, the first 2 weeks, you would have been in the starting lineup with how you played, and then it didn't carry over. So just from your perspective, what changed that went from you being so successful to not being a major factor?
Yeah, I think it is part of the deferring thing. I know he always talks about like how I got sick and whatever, which is true, but I feel like after that, when I was feeling better, it just was more of, okay, like they have the ball, like obviously I want them to take the shot, like they're this kind of player. So it was more of that kind of thing. I think I took a back seat a little bit and just tried to like learn from them instead of playing with them. So I definitely think that helped me in some ways, but also harmed me a little bit. But I think, again, I've said this before, it's a great learning experience.
There have been a lot of great shooters here who spent a lot of their careers trying to prove that they are more than that they could play other parts of the game. Your game seems to be coming together as a whole this year. Do you feel that, and was that kind of something you wanted to prove coming out this year?
I don't necessarily think proving that was a big thing for me. I think that it's just playing the game. Like, I know that I can get to the rim. I'm pretty good at finishing, especially going left. CD likes to give me crap for that. But just as a whole, like getting to my pull-up or something like that, like that's still something I'm working on. And I feel like rather than doing like a lot of catch and shoot workouts, like me and Mo work on more so other variations of my game and just trying to like accomplish everything.
Can you talk about how you've seen KK evolve as a point guard from somebody who is just this defensive stopper to now a complete player?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome to see. I feel like she is a really big voice for us. Anytime anything is going wrong in practice, she's the one to stop it, call the huddle and everything like that. And it's so great to see just because she still has a whole nother year here. So it's like you still have that coming back and adding more voices as people grow up and get older. So it'll be great for next year. And also, like, her shot has gotten so much better. She's just all around so much better.
Has her voice matured? Because for so long she had a voice, but it was always just being a prankster or a goofball. Do you see a maturity there now?
I actually do. I mean, obviously she's still like the character she is off the court, but like when we need a serious moment and she is that voice, she can very well like just turn that off right away. And it's really helpful just to see that because you have such a good balance with everyone.
What happened that made you put the mask back on?
There was an incident in the locker room one time after a game, and then right after that I got hit in the Tennessee game. So just it was more of a precautionary thing until the swelling went down to just put it back on. So swelling went down now, so I think we're good. Yeah.
Are you sure you don't just really love the mask?
I promise you I do not just really love the mask.
Everyone knows AZ for her offensive abilities, but what else does she add to the team as a teammate?
Again, her presence is just huge. Her just kind of leading by example. Everything she does, you kind of want to replicate and be an extension of that. It's just so impressive to watch. She's grown up a lot just over this past couple of months, I feel like. And you can see like off-court stuff, like she takes so much pride in just being present here. She talks a lot about that. But also just defensively, like she's in every single passing lane. She keeps people in front of her. Like it's really fun to watch because I feel like that's a lot different than last year. Not that she wasn't a good defender, but just like her presence on the defensive end.
Would you say she's locked down? Because that was her goal, to be a lockdown defender this year.
I would say so, yeah. I feel like it's really hard to score against her.
Did you expect the jump in your confidence from freshman to sophomore year to go the way it's gone? Like, did you expect to feel this different at this time of year?
Honestly, kind of, yeah. I feel like the amount of meetings I had with coaches and just with Mo and stuff like that have kind of been like, this is where you're going to be. You're just going to have to keep working. And it's always been, I feel like, the positive mindset switch. If something wasn't going right, you're still thinking about, this is what I want in the future. This is what I'm going to have. So I feel like that was the biggest thing for me, was just a whole mindset change.
What does that faith from them mean to kind of have them pouring into you so consistently?
I feel like it's amazing. I feel like talking with them, they just know that I just know personally that if they have so much trust in me, like, why wouldn't I have that in myself? They see something in that, so I would like to do that for them, kind of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you know that you were going to be the primary ball handler for this team at some point? I mean, everybody loved your defense and your energy, but was the plan in your mind to become the main point guard?
Yeah, no, I feel like that was like a point of emphasis coming into this year, of course, me being the primary But I feel like at times, my past 2 years here, freshman and sophomore year, there were times where I was bringing up the ball and just had to be in that position. So just kind of each and every year growing and knowing that this year and maybe a little bit next year that I'll be the main ball handler and have to control things and control pace.
Coach has talked a lot about just the work that you put in during the off season to kind of take the leap you've taken this year. It's just, what have you seen translate the most from the work that you put in over the summer?
Just my consistency in my shot and just my better decision making in terms of kind of what's needed, and just my pace. Honestly, finishing at the rim has been a point of emphasis for me, making sure I convert on those, in ones and many more. So I feel like that was like just a point of emphasis, going in there controlled and making the right read.
What does that look like? What does controlled crashing the board look like?
Kind of just attacking the rim and not like 100 miles per hour like I've been doing. I'll say like a little bit last year, just kind of not knowing where the basket was, just kind of just going in there. Just this year, just being more confident, staying on 2 feet. If I don't have a shot, reading what's the next great pass to make.
Gino said that as good as Allie was when she had those 34 points, he thought the next game against Tennessee was really more of a turning point for her. So have you seen a difference in how she's played and how she's contributed since then?
Yeah, definitely. She comes in, I feel like she gives us a spark as well off the bench, and she's coming in confident. She knows what we need from her in terms of intensity on the defensive end, which is offensive end, making sure we're finding her in her spots. And the way she's aggressive, she comes in very aggressive, attacking the basket, and off her shot, you can't leave her open. So.
KK, what have you learned against the ranked teams that you've played, like Louisville and Tennessee and Michigan, et cetera? The things that you're going to need to have when you go in the tournament. Last year you guys responded to those challenges. What have you learned from playing those teams this year?
Just how we need to respond to aggression. It's going to be an aggressive game. How we respond, whether that's on the rebounding end, how we control the pace to start off the game, and what we need to do to start off the game. I feel like that's been our big point of emphasis for teams like those, and just make sure that we come out and throw the first punch.
What did it look like for you to start thinking differently and not just push pace, but look for plays and look for players, and how the whole offense is developing for you?
Yeah, like I said, it takes a lot of film dissection as well. I feel like as well, just going into film, seeing different reads that needs to be translated onto the court, and just kind of just reps in practice. I feel like we go over a lot of situational things and just making sure that I'm making the right reads, and if I don't, then kind of just learning from that.
Are you finding that film on your own, or are you having your video guy put it together? Is it with
Yeah,
the
just
coach?
film with Coach Tanya, or just film with Coach, just kind of dissecting and just figuring out what right reads did I make and what right reads I didn't make, and just kind of learning from there, and each and every game getting better and better and trying to make the better reads.
You've scored in double figures in 4 of the last 8 and 5 of the last 10 games. Is it important for you at this point now to know that you have to score to be effective as a playmaker and get everybody else the ball?
Yeah, I just feel like I just need to come out aggressive, and whether that's at the basket or being aggressive and making the right pass. But I feel like that's been a point of emphasis coming out for me, is just making sure that I'm being aggressive and make sure, those defenders who are guarding me know that, I'm one to worry about as well, and just kind of not letting just lackadaisical and just go from there. So.
You said when you first got here, you were kind of starstruck of meeting Gino throughout the whole process. What's your relationship now with him, now that you are running the offense and your responsibility is a lot greater?
Just kind of picking his brain, keep doing that. We have a lot of great conversations, whether that's just me going up, checking up on him, and just kind of picking his brain as to what he sees and what I need to grow from each and every game. Just kind of going from there. But like I said, the relationship between me and him have definitely grown, and it's kind of just great having that, kind of just going up there, chill with him, just to ask him questions, whether that's about him or anything. So.
Are you that you going out of your way during the week, going up to his office, just hanging out with him, versus in the game picking his brain?
Yeah, it's the same type of thing. I feel like off days, making sure I'm going up there if he is, just saying hi, make sure he's hearing my voice, just in the game, kind of just what he sees that I need to better off of, whether that's in between plays during a free throw. Yeah.
What's it like watching film with him? Is he like how he is in practice? Is he relaxed? Is he sarcastic?
You get a little bit of everything. So a little bit of everything we watch film with him. So you get good, bad, ugly, sarcastic. Yeah.
How would you rate your job this year as a point guard? I mean, your turnovers are actually down a little bit, even though you're the primary ball handler right now and you're making plays. You must feel good about that part of your game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like past years I was a little bit, kind of uncontrolled. So just making sure that this year, if I do make a turnover, making sure I'm not making that read again, and just make sure I'm always calm. I feel like that's been the biggest thing. Make sure I'm always calm and not getting rushed or push pace.
How do you balance that? You're somebody who's always played with aggression and hyper energy, and now you have to tone it down a little and be calm and make smart decisions.
Yeah, I just feel like that comes from a lot of like in practice situations that prepares me for in game situations that happen, whether that's players defending me hard, kind of guarding hard, whether that's through pressure. I feel like they do a great job, our practice players, of putting us in those in-game situations, which helps, of course, translates into the game and just makes me automatically just calm down and, you know, basically say to myself, like, I've seen this type of situation before and just how to go from there.
What did you feel like was your biggest takeaway from playing that game without Sarah the other day and not having Blanca either? Just kind of how did that, you know, what did you guys learn from that experience?
Yeah, just make sure that we fill our void. I mean, she was a great voice on the bench as well. The things that she saw with the rebounding aspect, making sure that we're very aggressive on the boards and how everybody needs to crash, whether that's with Sarah or without. I feel like that was a point of emphasis, and I feel like that was the biggest thing, honestly, big presence, just a rebounding thing. So.
What was the reaction like in the locker room when Gino or Sarah told you guys that she wasn't going to play?
I feel like we've been in that position before where we have certain players out, so just kind of going from there and knowing what we're dealing with and who we have, just making sure that we're going out there with the same mindset. So.
KK, how does playing with AZ make your job easier?
Just kind of when she goes off, or like she has been these past few games, it's just great to see and kind of putting her in spaces and spots where can succeed at. Whether that's me asking her questions like what play to run, different things like that. Just make sure, just give her room to succeed, whether that's defensive or offense. And I feel like that's the biggest thing as well. Her aggression on defense creates for her offense well, and that pushes the pace for all of us.
It doesn't seem like your added offensive responsibilities have taken away from your defense. Will that always be part of your DNA? That's who you are. You're going to go hard on that side of the court.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that gets me going as well on the defensive end, whether that's just a tip or a steal or anything. I feel like that's just automatically, that needs to be my energy intensity always on the defensive end, which will create for offense.
One of the things that AZ mentioned early in the year that she wanted to be a lockdown defender. You know, what's your assessment of her defense this year?
Honestly, she's doing a great job. You know, each and every game she's building on it. But just the pressure that she puts on the ball, like she said, joking around like in media, I feel like, I forgot what game it is, but her defensive aggression that we have together, whether that's in practice or anything, you can kind of see it just growing and growing, and she's doing a great job of it.
What's it like for you to go out there and play defense with, yes, Kaylee. With Kaylee, I mean, the two of you just bring energy. When you're out there on the court together, what does it feel like?
It feels great. It feels like they're adding a lot of pressure, but also too, like, it gives us a time to really like figure out how to communicate with each other on defense. I mean, we're very aggressive on the ball, whether that's figuring out where to go to trap with her, just different things like that. She creates energy for me. As I see her get aggressive on the ball, I'm like, all right, let me get at it. So.
You're from Wisconsin. How is the snowstorm compared to Wisconsin snowstorms?
It's a little bit different. I feel like I was just saying, like, last year we didn't get as much snow here. I feel like always in Wisconsin you're always getting like a good amount of snow where you have to figure out how to maneuver around. So I don't. Yeah, dang, we have market out. Dang, yeah, I don't know.
I remember when I was in Wisconsin in January, they have those big giant plows on the highway.
Yeah,
They're like a Zamboni.
It's no
They're
joke.
Huge, yeah.
I feel like that was the
Like
best
12
time.
inches is nothing.
Yeah, that was the best time of my life, like getting the notifications, school's out.
But you gotta get like 2 feet before they close school.
Or icy roads. I mean,
Yeah,
either
yeah,
or.
okay.
I don't wish that upon anything, but like I was just saying, like back in high school, it was the best notifications to get. So
You guys saw practice here, didn't you, during the snowstorm a couple weeks ago?
yeah, for sure. For sure. Get here early, make sure we're safe and sound, and get ready to practice.
You got a bunch of family coming to Marquette?
Yeah, very excited to see all of them. But yeah, we got Creighton tomorrow.
Thanks, KK.
Thank you.
See.